Okay, so I just recently picked up this 12 volt AC system from eBay. It cost me about $400. I'm going to be putting it in my vanagon here, and the goal is to have 12 volt AC that's running off of my alternator battery setup. So that way I have less drag on the motor. And then there's also the possibility of me having camp AC, which would be pretty cool. So this is probably going to be a multiple part series of me doing this because it's a lot. I've got to take out the factory AC stuff to make room for this stuff, which is I'm probably going to lose probably about 100 pounds worth of weight off of this thing, just removing the factory AC, so that would be good. Let's get started. First things first, I removed this vent right here. Mine is a 1986 Volkswagen Vanagon. Just remove these Phillips head screws that go around this bezel right here, and it should just pop right off. I was noticing when I pulled this thing off that this thing fits near perfect into that. The evaporator fits near perfect into that. I'll probably have to get some foam rubber just to put around the edges here, but once I get it up in there, it should fit perfect. Okay, here in a little bit, I'm about to drop this headbanger top right here. You're going to want to disconnect this AC line right here. Make sure that there's no Freon left in your system when you're doing this, otherwise you're going to get blasted in the face. There's a 10 millimeter behind this little carriage bolt right there. Same with this side. You're going to want to disconnect the speakers back behind. And if you come around back here to this side, there's a Phillips head screw right there. There's another 10 millimeter right there that has a carriage bolt on the other side. You can kind of just push it through and catch it. And I think that's it as far as dropping this. I should have this thing down here in the next 10 minutes. So here I am removing the cabinet, the headbanger cabinet that everybody calls it a headbanger because you bang your head on it every time you get up when you're sleeping in the back. This cabinet is not that much fun to remove. To get to the other line, you've got to remove the cabinet to get to this guy. It's almost impossible to get to with that cabinet in there. Okay, so here I'm taking off the old compressor, the factory compressor off of the Subaru motor, and taking off the belt and the tensioner pulley setup. Since I'm not going to be using that anymore, I figured I might as well remove it. Less weight on the car, which is a good thing. Okay, at this point I've got the evaporator completely removed. Like I said before, you need to kind of drop down the cabinet to be able to get to this guy, and after that you should be able to unplug all the electrical that's plugged into the fan assembly and everything. I was noticing on the evaporator there's these rivets right here that I'm gonna have to drill out because I need these brackets for the cabinet, because this is what holds the cabinet up on the backside. This is the Phillips head screw hole right there, so I'll have to drill out those just to get the brackets off. Okay, I got a little sidetracked with cleaning this stuff because this cabinet hasn't been out in a long time. But to remove the cabinet, there's a carriage bolt right here that holds. There's the face of the cabinet there. There's another carriage bolt right here. There's a bracket right here that goes like this. And it has a 10 millimeter that goes right there. And then back here, there's another carriage bolt with a 10 millimeter inside of the cabinet. And that's all it takes to get it out. Keep in mind that this is a weekender. It's not a full camper. But that's where we're at right now. I got the lines unscrewed from the wall there. There's just these clamps right here that hold it up. And here in a little bit, I'm going to be trying to yank these through and get them out, see if I can get some of them out at least. Okay, so I've removed all the factory lines. Came through here, went through there and there. They had, the hardest part was the grommets. I just kind of sliced it with a razor blade and then pushed them through with a flathead screwdriver. And then pull it through here. There were a bunch of little like clamps that were holding it up right here, with Phillips head screws, and then it kind of tucks around there. And then underneath the frame rail here, there were more grommets. So I did the same thing. I kind of sliced it with the razor blade, and then just kind of pushed them through, pushed them out with a flathead screwdriver. Because if I do end up running the lines this way, I want to hold on to these and hopefully use them. These were the clamps that I was talking about that were holding the lines up. They're just 10 millimeter screws here underneath. And then they had another one there. And then once you come up here, here was the dryer that was right here. Phillips head, Phillips head, Phillips head, Phillips head for the two clamps that were right here holding that line that goes up. And then there was another line right here that was connected to the dryer. And then one of the other lines was connected to the other side of the dryer. I had to drop the clamshell here. And it had two more clamps, one right there and then one right there. And after I did all that, then you could just yank that large line out. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Yeah, you have to unscrew it from the condenser up here, which is right there on the bottom side of the condenser. And then there's another one up here. You have to remove the grill to get to that one, which, you know, removing the grill is just flathead screwdrivers, just turn them 90 degrees and then the grill just pops out. But here's all the lines. It's a lot of line. Next, I'm going to be removing the condenser here, and I'm going to try to remove it without pulling the radiator down. Hopefully I can get away with that. One thing I forgot to mention was to get to this line that was threaded right here. I had to remove the radiator support that goes right here. It's this guy right here, this guy. So I had to remove that to get to that line. But here in the next few, I'm going to be removing this condenser. Okay, I was able to remove the condenser without pulling the radiator. I took that 2x4 right there and kind of wedged it underneath the radiator and the ground to hold up the radiator so I could unbolt that other bracket on the other side. And when I did that, I was able to just pull the condenser straight out the bottom and pull it out. So I got that out. Next, we're gonna start mocking up what we've got going on back here, which I've already got some of the new lines ran where I think they go. And I think I'm gonna put the compressor right here, since I've got the Subaru swap in mine. The air box is right there sucking in air, and this is just open right here, open space, and it kind of fits in there perfect. So I think that's where I'm gonna put that. So I bolted in the evaporator here. I got some foam to put in between here and the vent. I did have to remove this back grill, which it was stapled on the back right here. So I had to remove all those staples that was holding that grill in, just because it does poke out just ever so slightly right here. I am planning on, I'm gonna at least run this for now. I would like to still put that grill in there somehow. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet, but I'll let you guys know. But this is where I'm at with this. Yeah, I had to bend a little metal bracket back here and bend it in and then down and then screw it to the wood. This is also the ground to the fan blower, so I'm gonna have to run a ground wire off the frame, off the body of the car somewhere, and just put a little eyelet right there. But that's that. I think that's pretty, I mean, it's in there good. I am planning on upgrading these speakers while I'm in here too, but that's besides the point. It does seem like there's a lot of space here that I could be using for cabinet space in the van. Maybe later I'll figure out something, maybe open up this window or something and put a little divider of wood here, so then I got cabinets back here or something. I don't know. It's an idea. That's a project for another day though. Yeah, I guess next I'm gonna try and figure out where I'm gonna mount the condenser. Okay, update. I got the some of the lines mounted up here. I used the factory grommets that were here to I just reused them, and the same with the clamps there. And then I ran this guy, which this one is going to be going to the condenser, and then the other one I ran it up along here, and then over here, which is where I'm going to have the compressor. I've already bolted that down. I used the hard rubber mounts that it came with, and I bolted it in down here, and I had some of these rubber washers that I got from somewhere, and I put them right there, so like if the tire kicks up water, it's not going to get up in there. But that's where I'm at right now. I got one wire plugged into this thing. These other two wires will plug up to one of these terminals here. I do have a wiring diagram. I'll pop that up right here. Yeah, that's the wiring diagram. It took me a while to find that online, so that's probably going to help somebody out a lot. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I got the high side line. Yeah, it's right here. Somewhat ran, and I think I'm just going to run it like this, and it's going to plumb right up to the compressor. So we're getting there. Getting real close. Okay, I got this cabinet back in. I had to kind of lengthen some of this wiring here for the blower. So as far as I know, this green wire is the signal wire to turn on the compressor. Red and black is positive 12 volts, and black is ground. These are the new lines I got ran up here. I kind of guessed where these are about going to be with the evaporator. Hopefully I'm right. Yeah, we'll know here in the next few if I was right or if I was wrong. And I'm gonna be really upset if I was wrong, because these cabinets are like a Chinese finger trap. Like, it's got to go in there one way and one way only, and it doesn't like to go in any other way. So yeah, just be mindful when you're messing with these cabinets that they can be a pain. Okay, so I got the cabinets back in. This is what we're working with right now. But when you're doing this, make sure that you've got your lines ran the right way, because this is the condenser side, not the evaporator side of the hot line. So all of this has got to come back out, and I've got to rerun that one line the other way, so it will bolt up to our expansion valve right there. Next time you see me, it will be back to the way it should be. Okay, That was just about as much fun as pouring sand into my eyes, but yeah, I got the lines plumbed up here. I still need to run the drainage lines for just the water drainage. But this is where we're at right now. The drainage lines are right back here on the back of the evaporator. And the stock lines look like this, which I might reuse this. It did come with a new line that you can run, which I think I might try to run some of that, but I don't know if it's enough. But I'm definitely going to be running a clamp on the back side right here, like a clamp on top of the hose. And the same with, yeah, you can see it better right there. So it's this guy right here. You want to make sure you plumb up your water drainage, because these evaporators create moisture, water, and it drips down when it's really humid, and then it catches it in this pan down here, and then it needs a place to go. It needs to go outside the vehicle. That's why sometimes when you're behind a car and sitting in traffic and you see water dripping out of it, that's what it is. It's the water out of the AC unit. But yeah, this is where we're at. Okay, here's the condenser setup I got. So I got the lines ran. They were just barely long enough to get it right here. I just got a jack holding it up right now because I haven't drilled the holes in up there. But if you look on this side, the brackets that they gave me, originally it had 3 holes right here, and then it had a center hole. I ended up just cutting the bracket like that, and it seemed to work perfect between this frame rail right here. And I plan on drilling some holes right there and there, and then using some riv nuts, threaded riv nuts, to just crimp in those holes, so then I can just thread it in and out. That's where we're at. I had to do this window to both sides, this side and the back side. And I also had to, originally I had the lines running through here. Well, the hot side line off the evaporator through here, but now I relocated it. So now it's gonna come out through here, and then I reused one of these hose clamp things right there to help hold it up and keep it away from everything. I'm probably going to use another one of those underneath down there. This is where we're at though. Got it all bolted up. I ended up using some riv nuts, just drilled through the floor here and put riv nuts in it. So it's standing up on its own now. It is bolted to the van, but like, look at the clearance there. The motor actually hangs down lower than the condenser here, so I'm happy with that. I made sure to double check that the e-brake and everything works before I drilled the holes. It's not obstructing anything or getting in the way of anything. So I think this is gonna be good. It's solid, real solid. Here are the lines. Just ran them like this. I haven't wired up the fan yet. I gotta run that to the compressor according to the wiring diagram. But yeah, here it is. Be careful also too when you're drilling up through here, because this is your floor. If you drill through the wood, it's going to be a hole through your floor on the inside of the van. So I made sure I was really careful when I drilled these holes that I didn't go all the way through the wood. And then I used like really short bolts. I cut them down so they would just barely thread in there and hold it up good. So sweet. Next step is I'm going to tighten up those lines back there, these lines because they're still kind of loose. I need to tighten them up. And then I guess I'm gonna wire up this guy. That'll be fun. Okay, I've got it wired up just off the alternator right now, and just got it grounded with some clamps just to charge the system. So to do that, you're gonna need a vacuum pump and a set of manifold gauges. And I forgot to film this, but yeah, so the yellow line goes to this guy on top of the compressor, or the vacuum pump, not compressor, sorry. And you turn that on and you open up both sides of the gauges and you let that run for a long time. I let mine run for like 2 hours before I decided I was going to charge it. So the ideal way of doing this is when you turn on the vacuum pump, you vacuum it down for 2 hours, then close both valves, and then wait another 30 minutes to an hour and see if the gauges went up at all. If they went up at all, then that means you've got a leak somewhere, and you got to find that. If it didn't, it should be in, you know, mercury here, then you're good to throw some Freon in it. When you throw Freon in it, I've got this little setup right here. You're gonna plumb it up like that, and then you're gonna purge the system. Like right now, I don't think, yeah. So nothing's coming out. Some of these newer cans are like kind of a pain to get them to tap because they've got like a little spring valve in them. Yeah, I heard a little bit of something come out there. But yeah, keep messing with that until it, turning that back and forth until you get Freon flowing out of this valve. You always want to purge it and get all the air out of this yellow line before you start filling it up. That's the whole point, you know, with the vacuum pump. It sucks all the air out of the system, all the moisture. Let's see. And when you're filling it up, after you've purged this out, you turn the blue knob. Never turn the red knob when you're filling it up because this can could explode. Never turn the red knob when you're filling it up. Blue knob when you're filling it up. So once you get this tapped, then you can turn the blue knob and then it fills up the system. Okay, so I've got, I messed with the tap some and got it to purge. So that's what you want to see. Once you see it, the liquid Freon come out, that's what you want to see. So now I'm going to turn this knob. I'm going to kind of rock this guy back and forth. You can see it, yeah, you can see it through the eyeglass, it's going in. All right. Let's turn that off for a second and let's check our chart. Okay, I just got my LiPo battery in. It's 300 amp hours. I went with the eco-worthy. It has an app that goes with it. Yeah, I'm about to test it with the AC and see how long this thing can run on low. Like right now it is 11:15-ish. Let's see. And I'm just gonna turn it on low. All right. Things are happening. I'll come back to you when it turns off. Okay, we're coming up on about 2 hours. It's still running strong. Here's a screenshot of the app. And let's open up the door here. It is definitely cold in here right now. It's today it really isn't that warm of a day, so it's, I mean, 50, I mean, you feel that cold air ripping. About 30 degrees. I mean, it's really, really cold in here. And then out here, let me give it a second. 76, 60. Yeah. So it's definitely working. And I think what the app says, we've got about another 6 hours of this. So if it's accurate, I mean, that would be amazing. 8 hours of AC. Yeah. On a 300 amp hour battery. I will be very impressed if that happens. All right. It's almost 6 o'clock. This thing has been running nonstop. Still got super cold air coming out of this thing. Yeah, it's ice cold. Yeah. So I mean, the app seems to be pretty dead on with how long the battery will last. And honestly, it might even last a little bit longer because I didn't have the temperature thermostat set up correctly. The other switch wasn't set up correctly. That wire, the copper wire, is supposed to be part of it needs to be in the evaporator, so it knows when to turn on and off, so it goes through the cycle to melt the ice on the coils. But it might even go even more than 8 hours with that battery set up. And I am very impressed with that battery because I mean, it's a tank. It's still at 12.9 volts, and it just keeps going. So I hope this helps somebody. This is probably going to be it for this video. You'll have to come back for part 2 of me wiring up all this stuff, because there's a lot. This is my first time with lithium, and I gotta have a DC to DC charger and upgrade my alternator and a bunch of other stuff. Should be fun. I'm gonna call this video wraps, and I'll see you on the next one.